Maya loved hiking more than anything. For her, the sound of crunching leaves under her boots and the smell of fresh pine trees were better than any city noise. She loved how the world seemed bigger, wider, and more peaceful on a hiking trail. But there was one thing she loved most: leaving something behind. Whenever Maya finished a trail, she built a small stone tower. Each tower was different. Some were short and simple, while others had more stones carefully balanced. They were like little markers of her journey. But for Maya, the towers were more than just stones. Sometimes, she left a note tucked between the rocks. These notes carried her thoughts, her dreams, and her fears. She never really thought anyone would find them. The notes were like whispers to the forest, something she left behind for no one and everyone. One sunny afternoon, Liam walked along a quiet forest trail. He wasn't an adventurous hiker like Maya. He didn't climb the tallest mountains or seek hidden waterfalls. For Liam, hiking was about escape. It was a way to leave behind the loud city and the stress of his job. As he walked, he noticed something unusual at the side of the trail: a small stone tower. It was perfectly balanced, sitting on a flat rock. Curious, Liam stopped and bent down. Between the stones, a small piece of paper stuck out. He hesitated for a moment, wondering if he should take it. Finally, he pulled the paper out and unfolded it. The note read, "Follow the path to find the story." Liam smiled to himself. It sounded like an invitation, like a mystery waiting to be solved. Who had left this? And what story? Looking down the trail ahead, he decided to find out. As Liam continued, the forest grew thicker, the sunlight streaming through the leaves in golden patches. He noticed another stone tower, this one taller than the first. Inside, he found another note. "I wonder who will read this. Maybe no one. But if you are reading, I hope you find something beautiful today." Liam felt a strange warmth in his chest. He hadn't expected to find something like this on a hike. It felt personal, like someone was talking to him directly. He walked further. Every mile or two, there was another tower, and each one had a new note. "Sometimes I feel small, like a single tree in a big forest. But even small things matter, don't they? I love the sound of the wind through the trees. It feels like they're singing. If you're still following, thank you. It's nice to know someone is listening." With every note, Liam felt like he was getting to know the person behind the words. She sounded thoughtful, kind, and a little lonely. He found himself wondering who she was. Maya had no idea that someone was following her trail. She had left stone towers on her usual routes, writing her notes and tucking them carefully between the rocks. To her, it was a small ritual, something that made her hikes feel complete. But one day, as she reached the top of a hill, she saw something unusual. Next to one of her stone towers was a folded piece of paper. Her heart raced. She picked it up and opened it. The handwriting was neat and simple, but it wasn't hers. "I'm walking the same steps as you, and they've led me to something incredible." Maya's hand shook as she held the note. Someone had found her trail. Someone was reading her words and writing back. From that moment, Maya and Liam began leaving notes for each other. Maya wrote, "Who are you? Why are you following my trail? Liam replied, I found your first note by accident, but now I don't want to stop. Your words make the trail feel alive. Maya laughed when she read his response. She wrote back, I hope you're not just following for the snacks. I don't share my granola bars. Liam smiled as he read her joke. He replied, I promise I'm here for the notes, not the food. Their notes became longer. Maya wrote about her love for the mountains and her dream of traveling the world. She shared how the forest made her feel calm but also small, like she was just a tiny part of something bigger. Liam wrote about his busy city life and how he felt lost sometimes, even in a crowd. He told her about his love for books and how hiking gave him a sense of purpose. Over time, Liam found himself looking forward to Maya's notes more than the hike itself. Her words felt like little treasures, filled with warmth and curiosity. Maya, too, began to think about Liam more often. Who was he? What did his voice sound like? What kind of smile did he have? One day, she wrote, Sometimes I feel like I'm writing to a ghost. Are you real? Liam replied, I'm very real, but maybe it's better if we stay ghosts for now. Ghosts don't disappoint each other. Maya didn't know how to answer that. She felt her heart pull in two directions. One side wanted to keep this magical mystery alive, while the other wanted to meet the person behind the words. One sunny morning, Maya decided to take a new trail. She had heard of a hidden waterfall deep in the forest, a place where few hikers went. It was hard to find, but she loved a challenge. When she reached the waterfall, she felt like she had stepped into another world. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and the air was cool and fresh. She built a stone tower near the water and left her most important note. This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. If you want to see it too, meet me here next Saturday at noon. I'll wait. As she walked back, her heart was heavy with questions. Would he come? Or would her story end here, as a mystery? Saturday arrived, and Maya stood by the waterfall. The sound of rushing water filled the air, and sunlight danced on the rippling surface. She waited. Minutes turned into hours. Maya sat on a rock, tracing patterns in the dirt with her finger. Maybe he doesn't exist, she thought. Maybe I've been writing to someone who doesn't care as much as I do. Just as she was about to leave, she heard footsteps behind her. Maya turned around and saw a man walking toward her. He had dark hair, kind eyes, and a small backpack slung over one shoulder. Are you? Maya began. Hi, Liam said, his voice soft and nervous. I'm Liam. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Maya laughed, a bright, happy sound that echoed through the trees. I can't believe you actually came, she said. I couldn't miss it, Liam replied. You've led me to so many beautiful places. I had to see this one too. They sat by the waterfall, talking for hours. Maya learned about Liam's favorite books, his worst hiking fails, and the little things that made him smile. Liam listened to Maya's stories about her adventures, her fears, and her hopes for the future. After that day, Maya and Liam began hiking together. They still left notes for each other, but now they shared the trails and the views. Maya realized that her stone towers weren't just markers of where she had been. They were steps leading her to something she hadn't expected, and something wonderful. And as Liam walked beside her, he felt like he had finally found his way. Under the endless sky, they knew their story was just beginning.